Imagine for a moment, having by your side an endless source of answers and guidance, a direct connection with the divine that guides and illuminates every step. This is the promise of angels to you, and it all starts with a simple act: registration. By subscribing, you are opening a powerful door to receive transformative messages, revelations tailor-made for your heart and the challenges you are facing. Click on subscribe right now and allow yourself to embark on a unique journey of healing, wisdom, and love. Don't think twice. This choice is the first step to manifesting a guided and protected life, where each message brings you closer to the truth and peace you are seeking. Press the button and allow the messages of the angels to flow directly to you, each one bringing the exact guidance at the moment you need it most. This is the call of the angels. Answer now. Feel that restlessness. A void that grows every time you try to move on and find yourself stuck at that same point, in that same thought, that never completely dissolves. A sense of absence, almost like a shadow that accompanies you and silently reminds you of something that remains, of a story that still pulses. Have you ever noticed how this feeling invades you when you least expect it, in lonely hours, in moments when there are no more distractions? And while everything around you continues, you try to understand what really is happening, why this connection, even though it seems distant, still keeps you attached, still causes an almost physical pain. It's a void that no one can see, but that you deeply feel. And the more you seek answers, the more questions arise, leaving your heart restless and your mind tired. But imagine for a moment being able to see beyond, to see what is hidden, to unveil what truly exists in this silence. A revelation that goes straight to the point, bringing the exact answer, at the right moment, to their weary heart. Because today, what was hidden will be revealed, and what seemed incomprehensible will, finally, be clarified. Get ready for a truth that will transform their understanding and take them to a level of clarity they have never experienced before. The person who occupies their thoughts carries a whirlwind of emotions towards them, and the angel wants them to know that these emotions are deeper than words spoken or apparent gestures can express. However, for some reason, this person has chosen to keep their distance, putting up barriers that prevent them from getting closer, even though deep down, the desire is the opposite. The angel reveals that this distance is not only physical or apparent, but involves internal aspects that have arisen from unpredictable actions and reactions. What they do not express in words is evident in their energy, in their avoided glances, in their restrained responses. They try to move on, but there is something that always pulls them back to the other person, a feeling that something is incomplete, as if the cycle between them needs to close, or at least follow a different path. The angel shows that this feeling they try to disguise is, in reality, an anchor that keeps them connected to the other person in a way they themselves have not yet been able to unravel. This mystery that they hide is not something simple to understand, not even for themselves, and the angel reveals that, at various moments, this person questions themselves. Why can't they leave you aside? Why, even when they try to ignore or avoid, something always reminds them of you, even when they try to fill this absence with other things or people. What they carry in their heart goes far beyond something transient. And the angel wishes for you to understand that these questions are a reflection of the depth of this connection, a depth that they try to disguise, but that confronts them whenever they try to follow their own path without you. The angels have been observing this person, every attempt of theirs to suppress the feelings and to act as if everything is fine. But internally, they know that it's not. They feel your absence so intensely that, in silence, they question what would have been different if their actions had been different. They remember specific moments, words spoken, and especially words unspoken, those that remain trapped in the heart, but that somehow echo in the memories that you share. These memories are a constant reminder that, no matter how much they try to move on, something always pulls them back to what was lived by your side. And while you feel this distance as an absence, something cold that seems distant, they are living an internal storm that consumes them. Every gesture of yours moving away is felt as an open wound, as an absence that leaves deep scars. Even if they don't show it, the actions you take, and the way you decide to move forward, have an impact that touches their soul and reverberates in their essence, something that the angels see as an invisible but powerful link between you. What you need to know is that this person, although still confused and maybe even trying to deny it, has an admiration for you that never faded. Their admiration is what fuels their desire for things to have been different, but at the same time, it makes them question if they would really be able to deal with everything you both lived through and what still remains unresolved. There is a barrier of pride and perhaps fear that prevents them from taking the first step, and every unpredictable behavior they show is an attempt to mask how lost they actually feel without you. The angel wants you to reflect on this. They act as if they are complete, as if life is in balance, but deep down, every move they make is an attempt to fill the void your absence left. And this uncertainty and pain cause them to get lost in impulsive and unpredictable actions, seeking in some way something that perhaps only you can offer. Dear soul, this person still carries within them the mark of all that was lived with you, and nothing they try to do will make them forget. Every action they take is a response to your presence, and also to your absence, as if their heart is torn between what they feel and what they try to rationalize. This internal struggle makes them behave in a contradictory way, as if they wanted to show they are okay, when in reality, their energy shows the opposite. The angel wants you to understand that this confusion is a response to the emptiness they feel with your distance. Prepare your heart, because there is much more to be revealed about what they truly feel and the reasons behind each impulsive action. The upcoming messages from the angels will bring more clarity for you to understand how far these feelings will take them and how this connection is still alive, just waiting for the right moment to transform. The angel wants them to understand that, behind the scenes of this silent battle, there are moments when they allow themselves to be honest with themselves, even if briefly. In those instances, they acknowledge how significant their presence was, and still is, in their life. They realize that without you, there is a void that no other person or situation can fill. And though they rarely admit it to themselves, it is in the subtlest details that this longing becomes evident. There is a type of memory that the angel shows me, a moment that remains engraved in their soul, something that, no matter how much they try to erase, persistently returns to their mind. This moment, this specific memory, is a fragment of the two of you together, a memory that represents not only the physical connection but also the spiritual one between you. It's as if they see themselves reliving that instant repeatedly, feeling the emotions that they now try to conceal. The angel wants you to know that deep down, they remember every detail, every word, and especially every shared emotion. But at the same time, this memory awakens in them a sense of loss, as if what they lived through is eternally marked, yet irreparably distant. And it is this duality that makes them act in such unpredictable ways, seeking alternatives that can somehow mitigate the pain of this distance. They try to move on, convincing themselves that it is possible to overcome, but always end up returning to the same point, the moment when your absence becomes unbearable. The angels show me that, even though they have distanced themselves, even though they seem indifferent, there is a feeling in their heart that remains alive and that they have not been able to leave behind. It is a flame they try to suffocate, but that continues to burn silently, a proof that the love they felt for you has not disappeared. Every action of theirs, not matter how distant it may seem, is an expression of this internal struggle, a reflection of a truth they still cannot fully admit. There is something else the angel wants to share with you. This conflict is not only a matter of love and desire, but also of pride and fear. They fear what surrendering to this feeling could mean and the profound changes that would bring to their life. But the angel says that, even with all this fear, there are moments when they are aware that perhaps the only way to find peace is by allowing themselves to fully experience what they feel, without reservations or barriers. However, while this clarity is still overshadowed by their own insecurities, they oscillate between closeness and distance, between desire and denial. And by doing so, they feed a cycle of pain and regret that only increases the weight they carry in their heart. The angels want you to know that, if there is patience and understanding, there is a chance that they will finally allow themselves to recognize the value of this connection and the meaning you represent in their life. Get ready for what the angels have to reveal in the next part, as there is more about this internal struggle this person is facing and the path they may take. And this path, according to the celestial forces, can bring answers that go beyond what you imagined, revealing a depth and a transformation that are unfolding in their heart at this very moment. The angel wishes for them to understand the depth of this internal journey that this person is going through. Even though externally they seem determined to move forward, every step they try to take away from you turns into proof that there is something greater pulling them back. The duality of wanting to forget and, at the same time, the need to keep the memory of what they shared alive is a constant, something that consumes them, even without fully realizing it. There is a specific scene that the angel is showing me now, a moment when this person, in their solitude, reflects on the choices they have made. In this scene, they realize that every attempt to distance themselves is actually a cycle that leads them back to the starting point, your absence, which reverberates in every aspect of their life. This point of reflection haunts them, like a constant reminder that something is missing, something that no other relationship or experience has been able to fill. Even though they insist on showing themselves as secure and content, the angel reveals that this facade is just a way of trying to convince themselves that the chosen path is the right one. But when silence sets in and there are no more distractions to escape, they feel the weight of the decisions they have made and realize that perhaps this attempt to move on without you is an illusion. The angel shows that, in these moments of introspection, they feel a kind of emptiness, an absence that constantly reminds them of what they are trying to ignore. These unpredictable actions, these oscillations between closeness and distance, are an attempt to deal with the pain and regret that accompany them. They try, in various ways, to create a scenario where everything seems under control, where they can deal with feelings without feeling vulnerable. But what the angel reveals is that this resistance is about to give way, as every attempt to distance themselves leads them back to the starting point, intensifying even more their connection with you. The angel tells me that, even though they still have a lot of fear about allowing themselves to feel fully, time and distance have not been enough to erase what is in their heart. Every new experience they try to go through is, at some point, overshadowed by the memory of you, as if the universe is constantly reminding them that this connection cannot be ignored. And the more they try to break free, the more they find themselves entangled in this feeling, which grows and strengthens every day. They who try to protect themselves through unpredictable behaviors live a daily struggle between pride and desire, between the fear of surrendering and the need to feel. The angel wants you to understand that these gestures of indifference or distancing are not just an attempt to forget you, but often an expression of their inability to deal with what they truly feel. They act as if they could control everything, but deep down, control is just an illusion that keeps them even more attached to what you shared. There is a point where the angel reveals a possibility of transformation, something that can completely change the course of this situation. They show me that this person, although still hesitant, is starting to realize that they cannot continue running away forever. With each passing day, with each experience trying to replace what they lived with you, reality becomes more evident. The love they feel cannot be suppressed, and ignoring this truth only prolongs the pain they feel. However, for this transformation to occur, they need to confront their own shadows and fears. What the angel reveals now is the true weight that this person carries in their heart, even though they insist on masking it. Their unpredictable actions did not arise by chance. They are a reaction to the internal turmoil that they try to hide even from themselves. By distancing themselves from you, they seek to protect themselves from the intense emotions that this connection provokes, a connection they have never experienced before. But in doing so, they dive into a loneliness that only deepens their pain, creating a cycle of actions and reactions that further confuse them. They feel, with every fiber of their being, the impact of your distance. Although they pretend to be fine, inside there is a void that nothing seems to fill. The angel shows me scenes of moments of doubt, when they find themselves alone, reflecting on everything you meant to them, on the memories they shared, which now resonate in their mind as reminders of a time they try, unsuccessfully, to suppress. Every time they try to act as if everything is resolved, their heart betrays them, bringing back what they believe they have left behind. This is the power of the connection you have built, something that neither time nor distance can erase. And this person, in their attempt to move on, adopts unpredictable behaviors, as if with every gesture they were trying to compensate or alleviate the pain of not being by your side anymore. These actions reveal the mismatch between what they try to do and what they truly feel. The angel wants you to understand that these behaviors do not mean they have forgotten you or feel nothing. On the contrary, they are proof of the internal struggle they face every day to try to break free from this connection that, deep down, they do not want to lose. There is a specific moment that the angel shows me, in which they allowed themselves to feel their absence more intensely, recognizing that perhaps they may never find in someone else what they found with you. They remembered details, exchanged glances, shared laughs, words that deeply touched. And even if they tried to escape from this feeling, they felt that it was more present than ever. As if the universe, in a silent whisper, reminded them that what you two experienced is unique, irreplaceable. This recognition, however, comes with a deep fear. They are afraid of opening up to this feeling and being consumed by its intensity, afraid that returning to you will bring up insecurities and vulnerabilities that they prefer to keep buried. Therefore, instead of acting clearly, they act impulsively, seeking to demonstrate an independence that, in reality, they do not feel. And it is precisely this fear that makes them create barriers, avoiding direct contact, while their heart pleads for the presence that, ironically, they themselves try to reject. The angel wants you to know that this person is aware that their actions are contradictory, and that, often, they feel trapped in a cycle of attitudes that only increase the confusion. But he also wants you to understand that this confusion is a reflection of an unresolved love, of a connection so intense that they cannot control. Every seemingly thoughtless gesture is a desperate attempt to balance life without you, and each attempt ends up being another step towards recognizing that perhaps this distance is only strengthening what they truly feel. This person carries a silent pain, a kind of repressed longing, that accompanies them at all times. The angel shows that even when they are surrounded by people or immersed in new experiences, Thoughts of you return as a constant whisper, an echo that insists on reminding them of your presence. They even try to distract themselves, shift their focus, occupy their mind, but nothing can fill the void that your absence left. And this absence, although unexpressed, reverberates in every decision, in every word left unsaid. What you need to understand is that this behavior is not a result of indifference, but rather their effort to protect themselves from a pain that seems inevitable. The angel reveals to me that they fear the consequences of fully opening up to this feeling, as they know it would bring profound changes in their life, perhaps changes for which they do not yet feel prepared. That's why they remain in a cycle of closeness and distance, not exactly sure of what they want, but with a certainty that deep down they cannot ignore, that you are a presence impossible to replace. Now the angel wants you to observe closely all that they are going through. This attempt to ignore what they feel and the need to act as if nothing had happened is nothing more than a way to hide how emotionally exposed they actually are. Every unpredictable act, every moment of apparent indifference is a mask, a barrier they put up to prevent you from realizing how much they still care. Prepare your heart, for the angels have even more to reveal. In the following words, it will be unveiled how this connection is destined to evolve and what steps fate has in store for this person, and for you amidst this storm of feelings. What the angel reveals now is something even deeper and transformative. They who try in every way to ignore or minimize what they feel for you, find themselves increasingly involved in an internal battle, as if trapped in a whirlwind of feelings that confuses and destabilizes them. The angel shows me that, in moments of solitude, when there is no one around to observe or judge, they finally allow their thoughts to reach them, and it is at that moment that the truth emerges. At that moment, they are forced to confront reality, the fact that, no matter how hard they try to escape, you are still the anchor that gives meaning to their world. It is a struggle between what the heart desires and what the mind insists on controlling. The angels want you to know that this person is dealing with a level of vulnerability they have never known before. They fear that, by opening up to this love, they may end up losing the control they have worked so hard to build in their life. They carry deep insecurities and fears, and these feelings emerge unexpectedly, bringing with them attitudes that may seem cold or even selfish at first glance, but are actually a reflection of their fear of getting hurt. Every unpredictable attitude they manifest is an attempt to protect their own heart from a surrender that, to them, seems both risky and inevitable. The angel reveals that this person believes that by maintaining a distant attitude, they will be able to push away the overwhelming emotions they feel. But what they have not yet realized is that the more they resist, the more intensely these emotions consume them. And it is in this paradox that they find themselves, lost between the desire to protect themselves and the need to be with you. The angel shows me that, for this person, admitting what they feel is like shedding an armor that protects them from the world, but also prevents them from fully living. This process of acceptance can be long and arduous, as it involves letting go of beliefs and patterns they have built throughout their life to feel safe. But the angel is by their side, guiding them every step of the way, even if they do not realize it yet. The angel wishes you to understand that this process is not simple, and there is a natural resistance within them that makes this opening difficult. But they also want you to know that there is hope, and that this resistance begins to dissolve gradually as they realize that life without you does not bring the fulfillment they imagined. Love, which once seemed like a threat, begins to reveal itself as a possibility for healing and completeness. In the next words, the angel will reveal more about what may happen if this person finally decides to accept what they feel. This decision, still pending in their heart, is a turning point, and the angel wants to prepare their heart for what is to come, because this connection between you is destined to evolve, bringing answers and revelations that can transform the course of everything you have experienced so far. The angel now brings to you the most important part of this message: what is to come and what destiny holds for this connection. After so much time of struggle and resistance, this person begins to realize that running away from what they feel is not the answer. They find themselves at a crossroads, where they can continue denying what their heart screams, or finally give in to what they have been trying to suppress for so long. The angel reveals that this is a critical moment, a phase of transformation in which everything they have repressed so far starts to surface. What the angel wants you to understand is that this person, by finally allowing themselves to accept what they feel, will be starting a new chapter, both for them and for you. This love, which they tried to keep at a distance, begins to reveal itself not as a threat, but as a source of healing, understanding, and evolution. And it is in this moment that they will be faced with a choice: to remain in the safety that fear offers, or to open up to the vulnerability that true love brings. There is a promise that the angel shows them, a possibility that, although not yet defined, is becoming more and more real. If that person chooses to leave pride and fear behind, the path that will open up will be marked by a genuine reconnection, something that transcends misunderstandings and past hurts. The angel says that this choice will bring a peace that they may have never experienced before, but for that, they will need the courage to face the feelings that they have tried to ignore for so long. For you, the angel brings a message of hope and patience. They know that your heart is tired, that waiting and uncertainties have created a silent pain, but they also see that this pain is just a preparation for something greater. Each passing day, you are being guided towards understanding, inner strength, and the wisdom that this journey requires. And the angel assures you that none of your efforts have been in vain. Every moment of patience, every gesture of understanding that you have dedicated to that person has been noticed and valued. But the angel also wants you to know that, regardless of that person's choice, you will always have the support and love from the heavens. Your happiness and fulfillment do not solely depend on the outcome of this story, as the angels are by your side, ensuring that, in any circumstance, you find the peace and love you deserve. And if that person opens up to the truth within themselves, what will emerge between you will be transformative, something that will touch your souls and open a path of healing and renewal. However, the angel reinforces the importance of keeping their heart at peace and avoiding forming fixed expectations about the future. They know that waiting and uncertainty can be challenging, but they also ask you to trust the process, as what is reserved for them is much greater than any momentary illusion. They remind you that spiritual paths are built with patience, faith, and the ability to open up to the unexpected, as it is in the unexpected that the greatest blessings reveal themselves. Now, they invite you to reflect on this connection from a new perspective. Instead of focusing on what is lacking, they ask you to realize the growth that this experience has brought to your soul, the strength and resilience you have developed along this journey. They want you to acknowledge that, no matter what this person decides, you are already whole, you already possess everything you need to move forward with love and confidence. This story, even if unfinished, was a gift from the universe for you to find yourself and discover the light you carry within. And now, the angel shows me that this person, even though they have been a challenge to your heart, has also been a great lesson. They reveal that, if they choose to open up, it will be a journey of rebuilding, where both can learn together about true love, the kind that transcends barriers and is capable of healing old wounds. But if they choose to continue on their path of resistance, the angel wants you to know that other equally beautiful and loving paths will be available to you. Your worth is not limited to what this person sees or decides, as the universe knows the greatness of your heart. To conclude, the angel asks them to make a statement in the comments, a declaration that symbolizes their commitment to true love and their own happiness. Write in the comments, "I deserve a love that strengthens and completes me." This statement is a call to the universe for what is rightfully theirs to come to them, in due time, in the perfect form. And finally, the angel asks them to continue trusting. Whatever the next chapter holds, it will be guided by divine light, and each step will be blessed. The love they desire so much is already reserved for them. They just need to maintain faith and continue walking with hope. Never forget, the universe always conspires for the good of those who walk with an open heart. Dear soul, you have come this far, and that is a clear sign that the universe has something grand reserved for you. If this message touched their heart, imagine what more the angels and the universe have to reveal. There is much more waiting for you, each message bringing a fundamental piece to their journey of self-discovery, love, and spirituality. Now, imagine being able to receive messages like this, straight from the light, every week. Imagine the peace, the understanding, and the answers you seek unfolding step by step. Each subscription is a commitment to themselves, to their own evolution, and to the love they deserve to receive. Press the subscribe button now and allow each message to guide you towards a life of fulfillment and true love. Do it now. Let the energy of this subscription open a direct channel with the angels, a space of light that will transform every aspect of their life. Imagine each notification being a message reserved especially for them, guidance for moments of doubt, an answer to their deepest questions. Click on subscribe and open yourself to a path of revelations and healing waiting to reach you. The angels are waiting to speak to you. Do not delay your awakening. And now type in the comments the phrase, "I receive this light in my life now," and manifest the best for you. This declaration is a pact with the universe, an affirmation that they are ready to receive the love and light that the angels have to offer. This is their moment. Subscribe now and start this journey of light alongside those who understand the depth of their heart.